Hey y'all, Grandma Rose here. Do you ever feel really, really stupid? You know what I mean? Really, I don't even know how to describe how I feel right now. Now, it has nothing to do with the pigs that are outside in my yard, and yes, there are still pigs outside in my yard. Don't know if you've seen that video yet or not. However, I have been looking for 6 months for my garden seeds. I've looked everywhere. Well, you know, they say you've looked everywhere, but obviously you haven't looked everywhere if you haven't found them, right? Because they are somewhere. I know I didn't throw them away. But I looked everywhere that I knew to look for them. I always kept them in my utility room in like a shoebox. Not a shoe box, but a shoebox-sized box. It was a wicker box, a wicker basket that was shaped like a shoebox and about the same size. Well, this winter, back in late January, early February, I wanted to start the lettuce seed because that's when I usually start my early spring vegetables. That's when we plant them here, when it's still cold. I guess it would be considered early spring in places up north, but here it's late winter. But it's not going to be so cold after that these things are not going to survive. They're going to germinate and they're going to grow. They'll grow to maturity before it gets too hot here in the deep south. So, February, early February, I started looking for these seeds. I couldn't find them. I looked all over my utility room. I cleaned it up, actually. I cleaned everything off the top of my dryer. I cleaned everything off off the shelves, around the floor, all the clutter that I had, I cleaned it up. Well, I had moved some stuff out to my shed. There was a cabinet in there that I replaced with one of these small freezer units. And I know I had put a lot of the gardening things that I had in that cabinet out in my shed. So I went out to the shed and I looked all through the baskets and the boxes and stuff all around. No seeds. Couldn't find the seeds. I'm really frustrated. Everybody's done this, not just me. We've all looked for something and not been able to find it. And finally, at some point, you say, okay, I'm just not going to look anymore because one of these days it'll show up. Today it showed up. Let me show you where I found it. I'm going to give you a little tour of the little room. Not a full tour because it's not all cleaned up. This is the room that I live in. The rest of my house, all I have to do is dust and vacuum because I don't ever go into it. Well, my kitchen gets messed up. My bedroom gets messed up a little bit. All I do in the bedroom is sleep. Doesn't get that dirty. Kitchen, yeah, I've got to clean up my kitchen regularly. This room, I have to constantly on top of it because it's the smallest room in my house. And you know how the smallest room in the house can get just a little bit of clutter. Tiny bit of clutter, and then it looks really bad. So I'm on top of this room all the time, except for the little piles of clutter here and there that make it look really bad. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and I'm going to show you on the other side of the room, in this room where I am every day, and have been every day for the past 6 months or so. This is the first day of August. I've been looking since around the 1st of February. So what is that, 7 months? Let me turn this around. I'll show you. Here we go. Give you a little bit of a tour. This is my view from where I am sitting in this chair in the corner. Now the reason I'm sitting in this chair in the corner is because I can block myself off from the dog. And he thinks he's a lap dog, and he's not. He's too big to be a lap dog. So right here in front of me, right there, that bag right there, I have knitting supplies in. And this apparatus next to it with a red wheel on it, there's a spinning wheel. So let's come around. There's a desk, an old desk. On top of it is our 2 printers. One is a large format. The other one is just my regular printer. And my little microscope on top of that. Stand up here and come around. This bookshelf. 2 bookshelves right there. I'll walk around you. You've seen these books before. Those on the top there, those green books are dog training books, and there's other stuff, and there's my Foxfire books and homesteading books and all kind of stuff. And in the middle over here, these great big dark books are books that I hardly ever open, but I'm not about to get rid of. Let me see here. This thing right here, I won at the Deep South Gathering this spring. It's Clyde's Garden Planner, and I'm proud of that. Underneath of that are knitting and spinning books. All this stuff right here, because I do that. On top of that, aren't those little canisters wonderful? I love these things. I have seeds in them. Seeds that I bought this year. Because like I said, I couldn't find my other ones. This right here. These are the seeds I'm collecting. That's what's in that bag right there. Come down the second shelf. Okay, I have a cup of pens and my little flying pig that I adore. The glass jar full of keys that my mother collected. These are the seeds that I planted this year, right here. And then we've got computer books and Photoshop books and all kind of stuff. And here's other stuff. Yeah, seed catalogs and stuff. Here's a good one right there. Okay. Down to the next level. This is a little bookshelf. So here's stuff. More stuff. Candles. This right here you can actually use for essential oils. There's a little tea light candle in there. Wooden bowl that my husband's uncle turned on his lathe. That's a treasure. And then down here on this shelf here is my camera bag and more camera equipment and headphones, and right there is paper for the printers. A basket down there with more paper in it. Stuff the dogs chewed on, as you see. It's my knitting basket. There's the dog's toys. More dog's toys. This thing he loves. It's supposed to be the cat scratching mat, but he likes it better than the cats do. And come around here. Stuff. And here, this table belonged to my grandparents. And I keep magazines in it. It was a little side table. And on top of this, we moved this towel. I had this towel on me to keep the dog from scratching my legs. And this is this wonderful book that I ordered, that Wanda King recommended, and I was able to get. So there's that. So where do you suppose my seeds were? I always sat over here in this chair where I'm sitting down right here. I loved it because I can look out the window. Nice, huh? Nice view. The arm of this chair, right here, blocked my view of anything over there on that side of the room. Let's get back over here and look. Since I started sitting in the chair on the opposite side of the room, I noticed something this morning. Here we go, look at this. What do you see? See that little basket? Zoom back out again. down here on the floor in front of this shelf. Okay, this container, this bag right here, it's heavy. I have a pellet pistol and my pellets and ammo in that. Like the thing. Now, look what's here. Pull this out. Yep. Right there. In the open. Not even closed up in something. Right there. It was right there. This basket right here that's got papers and stuff in it, you see that? Let's see what that is. And more stuff here. And then look down in here. Look at that. Guys, I feel so stupid. Look at this. There's that other seed canister. See what's in it. The seeds that I collected last year. Okra. Zinnias. And then these were seeds that I was saving to plant in a fall garden and never got planted. So looking down in this basket, oh, there's stuff that I've saved. There's some Tradewinds fruit, tomatoes. I tried these and wasn't happy with them. More stuff that I've saved. Cowpeas, yellow ripper peas. There's a package of gourd seed. Here is something interesting. Butter peas, Dixie white butter peas. Now, I got the idea of this from Danny and Wanda King, Deep South Homestead, and started looking for them, and this is where I found them. So if you're interested, that's where I found the butter peas, gurneys. So some people who might be curious about butter peas, kind of hard to find, but that's where I found them, and that's why I ordered a couple of other things from gurneys too, because it sounded interesting. So, mystery solved. Now I know where all the seeds are. They're in a nice air-conditioned room, so I don't have to worry about them being in the heat outside where I thought they might be. So I suppose I will be able to plant some of the seeds next year in next year's garden that I thought were lost. They're not lost anymore. I found them. Okay. Now look what I've done. I've cleaned up. Well, relatively cleaned up. And I've rearranged things in here. Where that basket, seeds was over there, I've got papers that were on top of this basket. Now, in this basket, you could actually see what's in here. My goodness. We have a dog barking. So there's my seeds. And now I will know where they are. And I won't lose them again. Yay, I think this is success now. Bye, y'all. See you next time.